Welcome back to Let's Play Higurashi Tatarigoroshi. Now, physics. Sounds a bit louder, but not quite overpowering. You know what? A moment. I'm not sure. I think I fixed the audio issues, but I'm not sure. Maybe they're still there. Let's just continue. See how the music sounds. So much for seeing how the music sounds. I'm just gonna stop the recording and I'll record immediately after, but I need to check the audio to see if it's recording right, because I'm pretty sure the reason that the audio was off wasn't because of my speakers. It was apparently Windows 10. I'm not the only one who experienced it, so I looked it up. Had inconsistent audio issues. And the reason why, from what I can assume, is for some reason it turns off effects or something in sounds, which throws everything into shit, essentially. Why does that? I don't know. The odd thing is, the solution that where I found it was from 2015. Is it really that old? It's like, it's been pestering me for freaking months, possibly now. It's like, oh, we're gonna have a new update here. We want you to review your settings. Like, remind me later. But you never remind me later. We want to remind me later. And then suddenly it was like, oh, this is the last time you can do the remind me later. We have to go over this, okay? And I was like, fine. I took hours. And then the speakers went to shit. Anyways, I'll be right back. Okay, it's all good. The only issue that I find with it is that white noise. I also hear that as well was a problem apparently with the update. That white noise. I don't know what that's all about and how to fix that. Or maybe it's always been there. I don't know. I've always noticed whenever there's like silence and like I'm not saying anything, or even when I'm saying something, if there's no other sound, they always have that kind of. Maybe it's my fan that causes that, probably. I always have it on, it's right next to my laptop here. But I also have the same thing with my headphones mic, which I use when recording using the caps card, but whatever. The previous part was a pain in the ass, because that inconsistent audio thing really threw the audio into the shitter. I had to literally adjust the volume. I never really have to adjust the volume, but the odd thing that happened was the sound from the novel itself was quiet, and my commentary was, for some reason, amplified. Goes to show the inconsistency in audio quality there, isn't it? It seems to be fixed now. It's back to normal, it seems. But our recording was a pain in the ass. I had to actually do the whole thing where it's like, okay, set the volume to like medium, set it so default everything medium, so that it wouldn't be like with that distorted sound and shit. It was a pain in the ass. But the Higurashi do sound considerably quieter. Not as quiet as they were, in the previous recording before I used the speakers, but still, they sound pretty quiet to me. What happened to Satoko? For instance, she got a fever from playing around too much yesterday. If that had been a response, I would have accepted it in a flash. I don't know, maybe it's just because, like, the past few days, my audio has just been freaking gone to shit so much that going back to fixing that, now it's thrown me off again. It really did, man. It bugged the shit out of me for days, that did. It's like I was watching YouTube videos. Some videos would come on normal, and then some would be like really quiet, you can barely hear them. You know, like in movies when it's like you have a scene where they're just talking and you can barely hear them, so you turn up the volume, and an action scene comes in and it's like, why do they that? Why do they do that? But the atmosphere around Rika felt somehow heavy. It was a little weird and actually made my unease worse. Hey, come on, come on. There's certain things you can't talk to boys about. Get you back to your seat, Again, takes a while to get the voices right. Me on acting just like a club president, pulling me back to my chair. Rika's chance gaze immediately fell back to her desk and she hung her head gloomily. Rika-chan had said something odd, that Satoko might be a little bit late. They were living together, weren't they? Then she would have known for sure. She wouldn't have said much. I didn't understand why she was absent, and that made me all the more anxious. Tell me about it, man. I'd be freaking I don't know, maybe it's because of the audio issues. Maybe that's what set off my anxiety. I know, I just been feeling maybe it's the caffeine, drinking too much Pepsi, so I'm kind of laying off it for a bit, Damn it, what's going on today? It's like we started off on the wrong foot and it wasn't going to get any better. It wasn't on the wrong foot. You didn't even freaking touch the ground with your feet, it was your hands. Wrong. I don't even know where I'm going with that. That's just stupid. Oh, I'm definitely noticing it. It definitely is quieter. It's louder than last time, but still kind of quiet. I'm gonna mess around with the settings here a second. And I don't know how to fix it, if there even needs to be any fixing at all. It sounds kind of like, I don't know how to describe it. It's about the same level as my other speakers, I guess. I don't know, maybe my ears have just been thrown off after days of inconsistent audio levels. Anyways, what's the matter, Keiichi-kun? You seem pretty down this morning. Yeah, it definitely feels quieter. Rena noticed how I looked and whispered to me while the teacher wasn't looking. Do I really seem that way? Yeah, even Rena's starting to feel down just looking at you. I thought of jokingly saying then don't look at me, but I didn't even feel like doing that. It's something you can tell, Rena. I don't know what you're worried about, but if I can help, then you can tell me, okay? I will tease you, Rena said this, looking me straight in the eye. Oh, okay. Until yesterday, nothing strange had happened, and it was a lot of fun. Huh? Rena's eyes widened for a moment, not understanding what I meant, but she remained silent and listened. It was peaceful and fun. Every day was lively. I never had any doubts things would stay that way forever. Yeah, you're right. Every day is fun. Every day is great at your Junes. Remember that. I'm sure today will be too. Sure? How do you know? Well... Rena, feeling perplexed, couldn't think of something to say. I didn't blame her. It really is, this audio keeps throwing me off. I can't get over that. And I'm not plugging in the speakers again, because I don't know, maybe plugging it in mid-recording threw off the audio entirely. But the audio was shit anyway, really, but I don't want to risk doing that, where it's just like plug in and suddenly the audio just gets thrown off and my voice suddenly amplifies. I don't know. What I was trying to say seemed a little confusing even to me. When I think about it, I've been anxious lately. Same here, man. Like maybe since every day is fun, one day all of a sudden it would get really dark like a light bulb turned off. You know, much like how the Higurashi series is in a nutshell, that, isn't it? It's like maybe, since every day's fun and all in Higurashi, maybe one day it'll get really dark. Yeah, Rena kind of understands how you feel. Rena nodded gently. I honestly want to turn on my keyboard and try to play along, but I can't be asked. I have to freaking plug it in, and from where I'm sitting, I'd only have reach of the higher notes. I've always been taught that it wouldn't only be good things happening to us. Sometimes I'm scared of what's going on behind the fun. It's a little bit sad, but because of that, we learned how to do our best to make sure that the fun never stops. Oh wait, that's probably Rena, actually. I've always been taught that it wouldn't only be good things happening to us. Sometimes I'm scared of what's going on behind the fun. It's a little bit sad, but because of that, we learned how to do our best to make sure that the fun never stops. I see. So it's not a bad thing that you think our fun lives might not go on forever, Keiichi-kun. Kind of like if suddenly there was a volcanic eruption tomorrow and everyone died. Well, that's a bit of an example. Speaking of which, it has nothing to do with this, but I forgot the word of the day! We're so distracted with the frickin' volume and shit. How about atmosphere? Cookie. Cookie? It sounds like frickin' cookie. Well, not really. Cookie. I don't know if there's a drawn up pronunciation. It's got coo, it's got oo, and it's got key. So maybe cookie. But that's for the air atmosphere. For mood and feeling, it is funiku. Funiki. I think. Whatever. Hey, wait, that's terrible! If you were the only one who survived the catastrophe, Keiichi-kun, how would you feel? Well, how would I... Imagine myself being that sole survivor in the ruins of Inamizawa. Rubble and the bodies of friends lying in heaps at my feet. Such a very bewildering sight. Was it sadder that all my friends had died, or was it sadder that I couldn't have died with them? I didn't know which, but I'd probably cry lots. I just think that's a thing, really, isn't it? Like, then there's like that survivor's guilt thing. It's kind of understandable how to feel that way. Like when people like survive something, but everyone else dies, and they feel like they should have died with them. That's why, isn't it? They don't feel like they were, like, why did they the ones that survived it, while everyone else died? It's a depressing thing, really. It'd probably break my heart. First, I'd think I'd cry. And then maybe you would think this. If this was my destiny, then I should have made sure every day before this was as fun as possible so I had no regrets. I didn't want to consider such a horrible event to be my destiny, but I probably would think that. The fun times will end one day and nobody knows when they will. It makes sense to live each day to the fullest so that if it does happen tomorrow, you don't regret anything. Yeah. It's really hard to think like that. A lot of people take their everyday happiness for granted. They think tomorrow will be the same as today, so they leave things they could do today for tomorrow. They leave the kindness they could have shown today until tomorrow. Rena was usually cheerful and silly, but right now she wasn't like that at all. She's giving us a lecture on life. She was taking my troubles seriously. It was a little reassuring. Look, Keiichi, you realized it. I think that's a wonderful thing. So that unease you have, I think you should keep it close to your heart. Keep my unease close? Yes. Everyone might die tomorrow in a big catastrophe, so you should be really nice to everyone today. So when the end really does come, you don't regret it. Do you do that, Rena? Like, live like you would have no regrets if everyone died tomorrow? Yep. It was such a hyperbolic conversation, but Rena just gave me a nonchalant nod of her head. Rena knows what it's like for fun times to end overnight. She knows there's no proof tomorrow will be fun even if today is. I'm living life to the fullest. It seemed like Rena perfectly understood all the anxiety I couldn't put into words. And on top of that, like a reliable teacher, she showed me what to do. Ooh, hey Keiichi, my bar, there's no need to cry now. Last night, I feel like I had a dream about Satoko. I don't remember what kind of dream it was, but ever since this morning, I felt anxious. Because you thought seeing Satoko-chan's energetic face would cheer up? She was right on the money. If everyone had been here with smiles on their faces this morning, then the murk in my heart would have definitely been blown to smithereens. And if Satoko-chan arrives, you'll have to be nice to her. Actually, it's totally fine if you play your usual pranks on each other, as long as you're having fun. Yeah, you're right. so that even if these fun days come to an end, I'd have no regrets. I couldn't tell if what Rena told me had been comforting or just made me more anxious. But it was enough to make me think that if I saw Satoko again, I'd be honest with her. Then Higurashi was just like, stay away! Lunchtime arrived, with everyone pushing their desks together like always. Satoko wasn't here. Despite that, we had bento boxes for 5 lined up on our desks. Rika-chan had made a bento for Satoko too. Was Satoko supposed to be here before lunch? What was that? Did Rika appear on screen during the transition? Like, with a background? Because that just looked weird. Rika-chan was clearly acting strangely. I mean, she like, appeared before the transition cleared. That is strange. No, serious now, we were talking to her, but it felt like she was too far away to hear us. I'd never seen Rika-chan so downcast. So the rest of us started feeling down too. Hey, Rena. I understood what she had said before pretty well. When we were together, we were supposed to have lots of fun, so we wouldn't have any regrets if the world ended tomorrow. And yet, while I just resolved myself to do it, now we can't all be together. What the hell? Because it was just so sudden, wasn't it? I mean, yes, it was fun, so who could believe it would all end today? No volcanoes had erupted and no earthquakes or fires had happened either. The cicadas were making the same noises they did yesterday, and the sun remained bright in the sky. It was the same normal day as always. So then, why? As I pondered, Rena's chopsticks reached in front of my face and stole the fried chicken out of my bento.
If no one else wants it, Rena will take it. Delicious.
Just like I will try to lighten the mood. Rena tossed the entire piece into her mouth and began munching on it, her expression one of bliss. I'm such an old man. Rena got a leg up on me. Alright, this old man's taking this bit of steak here.
All my food is gone except my rice.
Rika-chan, also behind the curve, smiled again and went for someone else's bento. As I sat there dazed at how quickly everyone had changed, Rena sent a wink over to me.
Come on, Keiichi-kun, live life to the fullest. That way, if a volcano erupts tomorrow, it'll be okay.
This is serious. I'll be damned if dried plums and rice are the only things I have left for lunch. I'm taking that meatball! I stuffed the meat into my mouth and constructed a clumsy smile. I played along as if trying to fool myself, but as I did, it rapidly became less and less of an act. Satoko still wasn't here, but at some point we had regained our lively sunshine. We had fun, we smiled, and we fooled around. Thanks everyone. This was definitely the best thing to do. This way, when Satoko suddenly dropped by, we could welcome her with our best smiles. The more I smiled, the more I felt the anxiety from this moment clearing away. Wasn't there a proverb that and something like fortune comes in by a merry gate? I think so. If it's true, then this old man will roll around the floor laughing 24/7.
And if it's true, if you laugh every day, it'll be fun every day. A laugh a day keeps the depression away. No? And it has a way with words.
She surprisingly does, doesn't she? Maybe that's it. No. It's kind of like when people say something like, like, try smiling more, and eventually it becomes genuine. I think I've even been given that advice before, but I never smile. The only consolation I find in all that is I've read that, people that smile a lot are more likely to get wrinkles early. I'd be like, I will still have, I probably have wrinkles, but not nearly as many. I don't know. I'm just not very good at putting on a fake smile. Only when it's a genuine smile. I've completely lost track of who's talking now. Then should we try it out? Everyone took a deep breath, then brought their faces together, locking shoulders. And then... Everyone laughed uproariously from their stomachs, trying to laugh out all the bad stuff accumulating in them. Man, now I'm thinking of 5 out of 10. It was the same thing in that as well, isn't it? You're just like, okay, now try laughing out loud. He's like, what? No, do a forced laugh that people will be like, oh, that's so bad. But it's intentional, you know? The Japanese version sounded like a crow, if I recall. It's just like, ha, 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 ha. By the time our bento boxes were empty, everyone was right as rain. Higurashi when they cried, when they laughed as well. But how could you tell? The cicadas, for crying out loud. Having heard our friendly banter, it sounds like it's coming out of a bloody radio, this audio. I know. I think it's a combination of the inconsistent audio issues, me having to rely on freaking earphones, and the volume being inconsistent there as well, as in that's incredibly louder than I recall it being, so maybe that's kind of made my ears go like, brah. And my hearing isn't perfect at the moment. Maybe that's why it just feels off with the audio, now that I've supposedly fixed it after all. Having heard our friendly banter, Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun walked up and timidly spoke to us. Excuse me, Baibara-san. Sorry to interrupt your fun, but we need your help with something. They grinned dryly and scratched their heads. What could it be? Want to know how to remove the censor bars and porn magazines? By the way, don't believe what you hear about butter doing it. Trick total superstition. You can't use an eraser either. Wait, what? Seriously? That's not what we're here for, said Tomita-kun, elbowing Okamura-kun. Actually, our ball got caught in the gutter on the second floor. We were thinking you might be able to reach it since you're tall. I see. Asking an upperclassman for help comes with its own price, you know. I'm not cheap. You can't buy me out so easily. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun conversed for a short time, then gave their reply. We'll give you the right to take a nap during class, Baibara-san. How's that sound? What do you mean? I can sleep during class whenever I want. Why do I need your permission for it? Oh, no, you can't. The next time you take a nap, we'll tell Sensei about it. I see, how sly. You little! Where did you learn to bargain like that? Sorry, it was just a little joke. Come on, Kei-chan. Why not just cave into your underclassman's frets? And now Mion was getting on my nerves. Suddenly it came to me and I took Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun's hands. Alright, I surrender. I'll get your ball for you, so give me all the rights to nap time. Huh? Oh, okay. Look, Mion, I now have the privilege. Well, you don't, do you? Tomita-kun, Okamura-kun. Tell on Mion as soon as she falls asleep. Got it. Yeah! Rena and Rika began to cackle at Keiichi-kun's victory! I wasn't sure how the ball managed to get stuck up there, but it was planted firmly in the school building's second floor gutter. Reminds me of school, that does. That happened a few times, where the ball would get stuck on the roof. Well, the thing is, the roof was, it was like a single-story building, but it was kind of a big building at the same time. So if it goes too far back, you really have to just get onto the roof to get it. Because unless you got something incredibly long, you ain't gonna get at it. Hand me that stick. I should be able to reach it. Here we go. I took a bamboo pole and poked the ball with it. Damn, it's hard. Come on. Oh, you got it. You got it, my Baibara-san. Thank you so much. The ball rolled down the gutter and fell down behind the school building. My underclassmen ran over in that direction, leaving me by myself. Mission complete, I guess. Sheesh. There was still a lot of time left until lunch break was over. Guess I should go back to the classroom. How much you want to bet this is all leading somewhere?
I'd absorb myself in a silly conversation with everyone and wait for afternoon classes. But then suddenly, just when I thought that and turned towards the entrance, someone suddenly called out to me. Well, it's just like, they wouldn't just like have that as a random throwaway scene, would they? No, that was an excuse to freaking progress the plot. It's like, no, we want Keiichi to run into this situation, so we need another situation to lead into this one. That is how it was written clearly. It's him again. Hello there, good day. Sorry for bothering you during your lunch break. It was a middle-aged man I didn't know, but we all know because, well, unless you for some reason skipped the other question marks and never read the novels yourself, then you would, that's the only reason you wouldn't know who the hell this guy is, really. Or maybe I'd passed by him a few times in previous ones. Heck, he was even technically already appeared in this one, just not on screen. And I'd seen his face, but I didn't know him. When his half-smile deepened, something within me shuddered with fear. The bringer of doom! The bringer of the plot getting dark. Ooishi Crowdo. Whatever his other name's pronounced as. Is his last name? I think Ooishi might be his first name, but at the same time I'm not sure. I can't tell which one's... Like, Ooishi sounds like a first name, but it could be a last name, because, like... I don't know. I really don't know with that one. There was no basis for that. No reason. But I shuddered. I was somewhat confused about these emotions, not quite understanding them myself. There was one thing I could say, though. Nobody but teachers and students should be at school. This person shouldn't have been here. I felt less of a tremble and more of a sense of dread, like a brilliantly colored, poisonous caterpillar were crawling across my forehead. A feeling of disgust that neither itchy nor gross could describe as the frizzy, dreadful hair rubbed against my brow. I didn't even want to see his face. I wanted to jump backwards and run away. An unpleasant feeling, for which I didn't even know the cause. The other side of myself has nothing but questions. Now I wonder about this effect here. It was like, I remember showing my guitar teacher a YouTube video of like this one guitarist playing the a guitar cover of that one track in Muller 3 where you fight Natural Killer Cyborg Pig, where it's like bam 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 bam, and as that bit where it's like woo. And my guitar teacher pointed out what effect that was. Laughed, chuckled at it as well. It's like, I see what that is now. And I've forgotten what it's called, but I wonder if they're using the same thing here. You also have some questions? Hey, what are you doing? What are you disgusted by? This is the first time you've met him. It's true to hate someone for no reason, but people do it all the time. No answers were coming. I held my silence, waiting, a damn sweat running down my forehead. Like a caterpillar, except not really. When he saw that, Ooishi thought maybe he was being intimidating and gave me a relaxed smile. He's always intimidating, isn't he? Oh, please excuse me. I'm no one suspicious, I assure you. I'm Ooishi, from the Oknomiya Police Department. Wait, where did I put my card? Huh? What? This is... what? This is what? What is what? He fished through various pockets, then finally found his police ID and showed it to me, grinning dryly. He may have been trying to use those clumsy seeming actions to ease my anxiety, but I could definitely say it didn't work. Why was I this nervous? Well, there was a reason, of course. I was trying to go into it, but he's going to go into it right there, isn't he? If I wanted today to be the same as before, then today didn't need someone who hadn't been here back then. The fact that a man who wasn't here yesterday showed up today meant that today would be a different day than those before it. That would mark the end of the fun and happy days. Ooishi, you are the mark of unhappy days. True, though, anytime he shows up in a plot is when shit's about to hit the fan, usually, isn't it? I gulped and erased that ominous conclusion from my mind. But we haven't even had the festival yet. I can't even remember if we even see the festival in this one. Because this one plays out very differently compared to the previous two. Calm down, Keiichi Mamara. It's just an old guy who looks kind of perverted and came from the police department. Don't go deciding that the fun times are over. He just came here because of his job. Yeah, just for his job. Yeah. Police guy just came around to do his job. Wait. What? Exactly, though. If he's working, then he would normally go to the teacher's lounge, right? He's not even thinking about that yet. He's like, wait, what are the police officers doing around here? The fact that he spoke to me, yes, it must have been that where it was. Are you looking for the teacher's lounge? You just have to go through the entrance, and I didn't want to look at this man for another second, so I started pushing things along. Ooishi, however, didn't seem to have any interest in the teacher's lounge. Oh, no, I didn't have anything to do with that. Could I get you to call a friend of yours, if I may be so bold? Friends? Who? A girl. Could you call Satoko Hojo-san for me? My consciousness grew faint, like I was about to pass out. Yes, my anxiety was realized. The dreadful, disgusting caterpillar was looking at me and went to crawl into my ear. Oh. That's a horrifying image, Keiichi. It's like I've got long hair, and I'm always self-conscious about that. It's like, no, I'll have my hair cover up my ears. No. Its frizzly, dreadful hair was touching my ear cavity. Talking about my hair now? That's how bad it felt. What do the police need with Satoko? No. It's nothing important. I just had 2 or 3 things to ask. Oh, nothing important, you know. He came from the freaking city, you know, to this rural village. On something that's not really that important, surely. I'd like it if you could cooperate with me. Why? Why of all people was it Satoko? Why would a police officer come here in the middle of the day for something that wasn't important? This man was strange. I could smell it, his B.O., and it smelled bad. Just a whiff of it made me want to grimace. I knew that this man couldn't possibly be here to deliver her lost wallet or anything. I couldn't imagine what he needed from Satoko, but it had to be something unpleasant. My throat stung with burning pain. Burned like a parched wasteland. The wasteland broke away apart deep in my throat and brought out the words from deep in my mind. You may need something from her, but I don't think Satoko needs anything from you. Could you please leave? Ooishi probably hadn't expected that reply. He stood there surprised for a few moments. I did as well. I hadn't thought words like that could ever come out of my mouth. Things might still work out. This guy may have shown up out of the blue, but if I drove him off, maybe I could make it so that it never happened. If I could do that, then I could get back. The peace we had until yesterday, I could get it back. Well, you sure are strict. Are you Satoko-san's manager, perhaps? Can I not see her without an appointment? If you just want to talk to her, shouldn't you just call her? Barging into school in the middle of the day is normal. Breaking through a dam would have been a perfect analogy to use. Why didn't I like this man? This man shouldn't have been here. I needed to make it so that this man wasn't here. Childish, selfish emotions bubbled up from the depths of my mind, and they each came out of my mouth just as it had been formed. Not liking the guy was my own problem, but to say things so bluntly to him, even I thought I was crazy. Oh, you're the logical sort, aren't you? I'm not too good with people who talk like that. She grinned and scratched at his sweaty throat. Even as he feigned stupidity, I could tell he was irritated. Hey, Keiichi Mabara, why am I looking for a fight with this old policeman here? It's not like he brought the gift of misfortune with him all wrapped up in paper, right? Right? It wasn't like he had brought a package of misfortune with him and was asked me to sign it. Here, please. It's like, Keiichi, We're going into the darker side of the plot. We just want you to sign here. We just want you to be on board with this. You know, are you okay with this role here, Keiichi? It's like, I've had 2 shitty roles already. I quit. I know things will end shittily. It's always a bite. Blah, blah. Rationally speaking, I understood all that. So then, why was I so? Finally, I outlasted Ooishi in our game of silence, and he gave a big sigh. Then he addressed a few of my female underclassmen running around nearby. Oh, excuse me, all of you. Do you have a moment? I'd like you to call Satoko Hojo-san if you could. My underclassmen tried to smile and reply, but they noticed the oddly stiff air atmosphere around me and seemed hesitant to give a quick answer. Is she not here? Satoko Hojo-san.
Hojo-san, she stayed home today.
Stayed home? Look at that face. I don't think we've even seen that. That's the kind of look of like, really? His face remained smiling, but his tone was clearly one of ill humor. Such spite caused my underclassmen, who had answered honestly, to cringe in there. I see. Dear me. I'm quite unlucky. He was smiling broadly, but the way he laughed didn't make me feel better at all. When he noticed that his laughter wasn't getting anyone else to laugh with him, he immediately stopped. So, you girls, could you tell me the names of this boy? He grabbed the girls by the shoulders so they wouldn't run away and crouched down to address them at eye level. Jeez, talk about, like, being, you know, like, what's the word I'm looking for? I would say suspicious, but maybe there's another word I'm looking for. Shady? The girls flinched away from the sharp piercing light in his eyes, and in exchange for their release they didn't resist and told him my name. I see. Keiichi Maivara-san, is that it? He said my full name. That was all he said, and yet I couldn't help but shudder. It was like he had grabbed me by the collar just with those words. Oh, could you be the son of the Maivara family I've heard so much about? I hear your father is a renowned artist. His works go on display twice a year in the great Arayaka exhibition in Tokyo, don't they? I don't know what sort of fantastic pictures he creates, though. Then there's your mother. She seems intelligent, too. I heard she was a high academic achiever. She went to some girls' university, didn't she? It's amazing for someone that age to have graduated from a girls' university. Could your mother actually be the daughter of a respectable family? At least those are the rumors, and they say she's a cold person because of it. Did you know that? She only went to the very first neighborhood association meeting, right? That's certainly no good. You can't disrespect your neighbors in a place like this. Jeez, man, a sense of eerie slithered up my spine. Well, it's like he probably already knew who Keiichi was before this, didn't he? How does he know so much about Keiichi's family already? That was my first experience of true terror. No, it's one of your many experiences with Keiichi. You've experienced true terror since Onikakushi, man. I couldn't believe it felt this terrible for someone you've just met to know everything about you already. That is pretty freaking terrifying. I mean, imagine that. That's stalkerish stuff right there, isn't it? Ooishi clamped onto my shoulders and brought his eyes close to peering into mine. In a place like this, it would be far better not to make enemies, wouldn't it? If not... Oh, he's giving me a Chinese burn! No, it's called other things in other countries, isn't it? But it's that one where they twist the arm. He's gotta be doing that, man. Ooishi dug into my shoulders with inhuman strength. Yeah, okay, shoulders. It's like, oh, and by the way, Keiichi, I haven't cut my nails in years. Then if something unexpected would happen, you might see some drawbacks. Have you ever heard of karma? It's like how a butterfly flapping its wings can cause a tornado. Grudges born in strange places could come back to you in ways you wouldn't believe. You wouldn't like that, would you? Jesus Christ, Ooishi. I mean, we've seen him act, like a crooked cop a few times, but this is the most crooked he's been. I mean, jeez, what a sleaze, what a crooked bastard. Just like, okay, you got this freaking guy at his school, and because he didn't give me the information I wanted, I'm gonna freaking dig my fingers into his shoulders and just say to him, grudges, man. I'm gonna give you this lecture on grudges. Don't fuck with me, boy. Nobody wants to have a grudge held against them. There's nothing positive about making enemies. What's the matter? Your shoulders are very stiff. Should I give you a massage? See, you feels good, right? Ow, 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 ow. This man wasn't just strong. It was like he knew exactly where to press to make me feel pain. Well, it has been, said that Ooishi, like, back in his heyday, was like, one of those type of cops that's like, gets rough with people, like, when it comes to shit like that. So it makes sense he'd know that shit. Yeah, only 4 or 5 fingers were on my shoulders, and yet the pain made me want to bend over backwards. A few of the girls from my class were pretty shaken up, but didn't seem to want to help me. They weren't sure if they should go call the teacher. As for me, I couldn't take the time to wait until the teacher got here. It hurts. Who's speaking? I don't know. I freaking forget. Just assume it's a female character. Will you mind leaving things at that? You're hurting him. Oh wait, you're hurting him. Okay, I was completely way off. It's Coach by Ooishi-san and someone. To my disbelief, it was Coach. Oh my, if it isn't Dr. Irie. It certainly has been a while since we were last in touch. See? He's not just a coach. Discomfited by my coach's sudden appearance, Ooishi laughed scornfully. The vice on my shoulders, however, remained as strong as ever. Oh, he's put on his glasses. Shit means seriousness there. Never mind the greetings. Please just let go of my Baraku. Ooishi smiled daringly and glared straight at Cooch. He didn't release me in the meantime, of course. I was just thinking of stopping by your place later, Doctor. You always seem so busy and we can never have a good chat. Yes, if you want, I'll chat with you all you like. But please be sure to have a warrant first. After all, otherwise I can refuse to go voluntarily into questioning. Coach didn't display a shred of the weird behavior he'd shown at the baseball game and barbecue. He stared steadily at Ooishi and thought so that he would release me. His chances were terribly bad, of course. Compared to the relaxed Ooishi, Coach seemed like he was being defeated mentally. It made sense. Coach had a somewhat narrow stature, but Ooishi's body was packed with muscles. It wasn't even a contest. But Coach was fighting for me without taking a step back. Beads of sweat formed on his face, and though he paled, he was fighting for my sake. Suddenly Ooishi laughed and let go of my shoulders. My body exhausted, I fell right onto my backside. My Marakun, are you alright? Damn it. Ow. I rubbed my shoulders. Ooishi lashed onto them. Ow. The pain from falling over went away quickly, but the pain was lingering. This pain, I mean. Are you alright, my Marakun? This is terrible. Shit. Ow. I was just giving him a little massage. My Bara-san, aren't you over-exaggerating a bit? Boys have got to learn to man up. I wanted to retort with a witty comeback line, but I couldn't think of anything witty. Can you lift your shoulders? Are they in pain? If you're really hurt, then you should have a proper checkup. Let's just go to the nurse's office. Coach lent me his shoulder and walked beside me. What an exaggeration. I'd be the last person to do any sort of permanent damage, right? I am still an active police officer, you know. Come, I don't know what you need to be here for, but if you're finished, then please leave. I'm going to complain about this directly to the chief, so please keep that in mind. Oh, that's a problem, ain't it? Ooishi's son waved his hand sarcastically, pivoted around and headed to the car parked by the school gates. And without turning back around, he got in and started the engine. Damn it! Who the hell was he? Damn it! He's a detective named Kuroda Ooishi, and a hooligan. Everyone in the village hates him. Libara-san, you should be careful too. Kuroda Ooishi. Just like I thought, my gut instinct wasn't wrong. He would be the one to bring unhappiness, misfortune, something that would ruin our peace. With his presence, shit, I would accept it! Honestly, I was expecting someone like Mion to come to his aid, because she freaking can't stand the guy. All these fun days can't possibly end just because some guy like him showed up.